Yesterday, we had our first Galaxy Summit battle, and so today we're going to break down everything you need to know about how the map works and how you can get a sweet win. Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisco Gaming, and this video has been sponsored by the makers of Infinite Galaxy, and throughout this video I'm going to weave in footage from our battle so that you can see exactly what I'm going to talk about. And I will describe in this video all of the different things that take place during the course of the battle that can help you get edge and that you need to know about. And the first thing you need to know is that in order to even enter the battle in the first place, you do need to have all of your fleets back in your spaceport. So get that right, and there is a preparation phase at the start where you can enter, and you can then start to set your fleet. But I'm getting ahead of myself. What even is this? This is Alliance versus Alliance, and you can battle alliances from other nebulas. You have a truce period where you cannot be challenged, but otherwise, other alliances can challenge you, and you can challenge other alliances. By virtue of doing that, you get rank for yourself and your alliance, and well, I actually don't know what the reward system is for this just yet, but it could be pretty juicy. So, how do you do really well in this event? First and foremost, let's be honest. The alliance that has more players show up is at a huge advantage. And you can look and you can see what the power is of the alliance that you're going to battle against. And that may be an indicator that, we're down by a non-trivial amount of power here. In fact, this particular alliance outpowers us by 20%. So we are probably scheduled to lose that match, which is fine, because if for no other reason they outpower us, but more important, the power is activity. So whichever alliance has more players is more likely to be the winner. And in a situation where both sides bring the same amount of players, I mean, obviously the deck is stacked in favor of the stronger alliance. But there is certainly some strategy to what you bring in this game mode, where you can only have one fleet at a time. One at a time! Now, that has some really profound implications for the flagships that you might bring. I'm going to talk about that in tomorrow's video. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing and throwing a like on this video for more guides designed to help you smash an Infinite Galaxy. So, things that you need to know about inside of this map. First of all, there are different outposts that you take between your base and the enemy base. There's 3 different lanes that you're doing that in. And when you take one of these outposts, you start to get points. You also will notice that near some of these outposts, there are some power-up stations, which will give you temporary buffs that last about 30 seconds. So if you're about to fight somebody, jump into the power-up station, grab that buff, and then go smash them. Also important is that there are wormholes on this map that can jump you from one part of the map to another. This happens infrequently. There's actually a countdown for when it can happen, and it jumps you from one specific system to another specific system on the other side of the map. So if you happen to time that really well, that could work heavily in your favor. Now, the other thing that you need to know is if you take the other alliance's sort of home base, their first starting point, then you win the match. The matchup is over. Take their HQ and it's GG. So taking the HQ is the objective, and you do need to defend your HQ to make sure that you don't just sort of instantly lose the match in an unexpected way. There are a large number of ways to deploy your Corium in this game mode. One of those is 200 Corium to scout. Another is to get some extra movement speed. And yet another is to instantly teleport your fleet back to your HQ, where you can then launch another fleet, bring back out just a fresh fleet with warships and the whole kit and caboodle to go and smash again. It basically saves you time when you need to go home. One very important thing that you need to know before you enter is that you need to pop any buffs that you want, again, before you enter the battlefield. So switch to your wartime crew, okay? Switch to whatever buffs you want. For me, if it's an easy opponent, that's an attack boost, a defense boost, and a health boost. If it's a tougher opponent, I probably go with one of these stronger boosts, and also perhaps an expedition fleet limit increase will be pretty solid. Although, man, I'm going to run myself out of warships in this game mode for sure. But getting those buffs in before you actually enter is the key. I think you can back out in the middle of the fight, which is cool. But if you rejoin and pop buffs, I don't think you get them. You have to do that before your first entry into there. And of course, if that at all changes or is different, let me know down below in the comments. I would say all in all, this game mode is very fun. And I'm definitely looking forward to playing it more. Win or lose, we've got some cool matchups coming up against the Galactic Geckos. That's our friend Gecko Gaming, who you know is also in Infinite Galaxy and Rise of Kingdoms. Also Dragothian in the Army of Death. So definitely looking forward to battling against some of those big personalities. Win or lose, like it should be fun. You know, that should be a lot of fun. And I'm really eager to see how this game mode develops. That's what I'm most interested in. So we'll do some rounds of this, see how we like it, see what, might use some tweaking or some adjustment to make it more competitive, elevate the fun. And I think my biggest concern at the moment is that this isn't really a measure of strategy as much as it is a measure of activity. And at the very top end, I think that there will be more likely to be equal lineups on activity and power, and then you start to get more in-depth on the strategy. But I think, for the most part, the earlier portion of this is just who's more active. And if you got the bigger stack of warships, you're probably going to win. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and throw a like on here and consider subscribing. In tomorrow's video, as I mentioned, I'm going to be talking about some of the very best flagship combinations and other things you need to know to get a bit of a strategic edge when you're entering into the Alliance versus Alliance battleground, which, I mean, yeah, who doesn't want to win more fights? So throw a like on here, subscribe, and until next time, you have fun smashing your nebula.